What's up, guys? Welcome back to 3G Video, where today we are working on Benny. If you saw the last video, you might realize that he's back on the ground. Not for long. We got a lot of work to do to get this thing ready for 7 months out on the road straight. It's going to be insane. So let's go and get started with today's video. Alright, so if you saw the last video, you know that I broke the spider gears in the rear end of this car. Now, in between there, we actually had to put it back on the ground so I could sell a 440 that was sitting over here. We had to get the car out of the way so we could load it up. Got that all taken care of, so now we can put Benny back up on the jack stand and get the rear end actually fixed, get the drive line worked on, and then we can move into some of the fun stuff of actually fitting this thing for a long haul stay in it over the summer. Alright, now that I got him up in the air, let's go ahead and get this rear end completely apart. Alright, so after some trials, got the center section out. Now I got to get the ring gear off of the actual carrier so we can get the pin out and get our spider gears out of this thing. Hopefully we can get this all apart tonight so I can put it back together tomorrow. Okay, so we got the thing apart, thankfully. I was a little concerned that some of the things weren't going to have to happen. I did actually have to cut the shield off of the backside. We're not going to put that back on. Not needed. It's fine. And the spider gears were a lot worse than looked from inside. Once we got them out and got looking at them, how many teeth are missing? It's a blessing that I made it home. You know, it was a God thing. God's always good to us. Thankful that he is a part of everything and that we do around here, because if not, I don't know where I'd be, but not right here. So got this thing apart and got new parts that we're going to get putting in it tomorrow. So I'll catch up with you guys in the morning. All right, well, it is the next day and it is time to get this thing put back together. So I got a package in the mail, so we have parts to put in, and we're going to get this carrier back in the car here as soon as I can. So let's get this thing put together. All right, so got working on the carrier, put the new spider gears in it, got their pin in, everything situated. Took a couple tries to get it perfect. Got it all lined up and in there, then torqued down the ring on it. Broke my vise in the middle of the session. Ended up taking a clamp, getting it all to where we could get it done. Got the bolts torqued. Now we're cleaning out the housing, and I knew it was bad. Right, like I knew the housing would have a lot of metal in it, but when I wiped the rag down in there and how much metal came out was insane. You got to take a look at this. Okay, we got all the metal on the rag, which is insane, and then we got these chunks over here that just flopping around all over the place here. Like, yeah, she was bad. All right, so I'm gonna try to get this thing cleaned out the rest of the way, and then we're actually going to put this back together. Yay! All right, it's yet another day and I'm back out here working on Benny. I've been doing a lot of stuff during the mornings and then being able to work on this in the evenings. However, I only have 6 days before I have to leave for this 7-month journey and only 4 days before I have to have it ready for a car show. So I need to put some serious time into getting this thing back on the ground, get it running, and getting it looking good. You know, we got a lot of stuff on my list that still needs to be done. So today, let's go ahead and get right back at it and try to get as much done as I can. All right, so first thing to get done is to eliminate the emergency brake. Now, we have not had the emergency brake hooked up at all, so it's not like I'm taking a safety feature out. It's been completely not usable for the last year. So we're gonna go ahead and take the guts out because it makes it easier to reinstall everything. Then I'm gonna put the axles back in, get the brakes back on it. Then we have to clean up the back housing, put some RTV on it, get everything ready to put back together underneath. All right, so I don't have any dip fluid, so we're gonna leave it where it is now so it's easy to fill. Now we can move on to our next task of lowering the tail of the transmission. I need to throw a jack underneath there, undo the cross member. We're gonna put some spacers in there on the cross member, just drop the entire cross member down. Should do the trick, hopefully lining up our drive shaft angles right where they should be. Okay, so I got under there and realized the bolts that I got were the wrong size. So we're gonna have to go get some oil and bolts tonight after work, so I have to get that done. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to our next thing on the list, which is putting some RTV on the pan gasket, try to hopefully get this thing to stop leaking oil, and then also put some on a couple of the seals because it's leaking water whenever it rains. So do a little bit of RTV in, and then I got to get cleaned up to go to work. All right, went ahead and got everything RTV'd up using Permatex Right Stuff. Okay, Permatex, you always need to sponsor me or partner or something. Get that figured out. If somebody knows them, link them or tag them or something. Anyway, I got the top of the windshield done, got the latch for the back hatch done. Hopefully that will stop the rainwater coming in, and I got the oil pan hopefully stop from leaking. It's time for me to go to my actual job, so I'm gonna go do that, and I'll catch up with you guys again on another day tomorrow. All right, well, it's the next day and I've got some work done already. I got the pan hardbar put back on here and fluid put in it out of the big old jug with the new pump thing, so that made it a lot easier than trying to get the bottle up there and dump it in. And went ahead and got the cross member for the transmission lowered, so that drive shaft angle looks a lot better than it did previously. Then once I got that support spring in it, put the drive shaft angle right where we needed it to be. Went ahead and cut the hood a little bit bigger here because I was having problems getting the hood down over the scoop even before I moved the engine, which made it worse. So cut a little more room. Looks a little funky, but when we put the hood scoop on it, it'll look really cool and you won't even notice it. So that's good. And I got some things done to the engine real quick. Got a couple coolant lines moved around. I got this thing filled with coolant. It's basically ready to go on the ground except for the wheels, which we're gonna be doing something with next. We're gonna be painting these tomorrow and then doing some more aesthetic things because we're finally done with the mechanical and get to the fun stuff where we make this thing look good. Wheels are a very important part to a build and what it looks like. I would love to get some aftermarket wheels, but we just got the hubcaps back for this thing, and I do like the look of those. So we're just going to go ahead and clean the wheels up that we have. They're a little scudsy right now, so I'm going to go wash them up, sand them, and then we're actually going to throw a fresh coat of paint on them for the season. Hopefully just spruce it up a little bit, and then some of the other mods are going to be a little more extreme. Okay, so I got the wheels out here, so we can throw some fresh spray paint down here. I know this is not the best way to do it, but we just got some steel wheels. Gonna throw some paint on them, clean it up for this season, and hopefully we can get some real nice wheels for it at some point. Who knows? I got a plan, but I don't know time frame, so it's fine. This is gonna look good for this year. Let's get spraying. Now it's time to get to work doing some of the fun stuff, making Benny look good. As you can tell, the bumper's already off because my dad's over there getting a splitter made for it. We're cutting out of some plywood and we're going to use some of this garden edging to actually make the front fascia of it. It should look a little different. Hopefully it looks good. We're working on that, and I'm going to be making some side skirts out of some gutters, so that's going to be different. You know, it's just some side things. I've seen some other people do it on YouTube. Figured I'd try it on Vinny, see if we can make it look good. And we got the wheels on. Oh, they look so good. That was definitely a right call, getting those painted up, getting them freshened up for the year. So got a lot to get done. Thankfully, I got all day to work on this stuff today because I'm not going to be doing too much of the other jobs. So just going to get some work done, and hopefully Benny is going to turn out really good. Alright guys, well, I did not film nearly as much as I should have. I apologize, but trying to get this thing done for today. Today is the car show. We're going to head out. Didn't get the stickers on it yet, so it's going to the only event that it'll probably be at this year without any stickers, besides our SP Tools partner stickers, which we left on the car. I think it turned out really great. Did get the splitter on, got it all painted last night late. It took a lot longer to get all this done than I thought it would, but I think it turned out looking pretty good. I have a couple changes that I would like to make. Might angle the splitter down just a little bit more in the front. Might give it that effect of it being a little lower. But yeah, no, seeing it in the sunlight, I'm actually happier with it in the sunlight than I was last night. So that's not usual. But anyway, let's go to a car show and show this thing off. Benny made the trip pretty easy down to the car show. Thankfully, the vibration is gone. Things running like a champ. Let's go check out some cars here for the memorial for my late uncle. Pretty cool to actually have a good turnout and showing here at the old shop. He used to own this shop and operate out of it for years and years. I kind of having a tribute. Then we got this big parking lot over by the old hospital over here. They filled all that, had a couple food vendors. Really, really cool to see everybody come out and support and to get the car done in time to be ready for this. Obviously, no stickers or anything. We'll get to that in the next video, and I look forward to seeing you guys here for it. So as always, have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. That's the shot. Got it.
This is cool.
I told the front end of my car.
Well, thank you guys for watching this iteration of the 3D Video YouTube channel. We'll see you nerds later.